Hi there, welcome to Houston DIY. My name's Ben. In this video we're checking out the brand new Apple Mac Mini M4. Okay, so I've had my eye on the Mac Mini, the Apple Mac Mini now for a number of years, and every now and again I'm so close to buying it. Now, earlier this year I heard or saw or read there was a rumour, and it was an obvious rumour really, they were going to put the new M4 chip inside the Mac Mini, and then there were more rumours about making it even smaller than it already is. So I've kind of waited and waited and waited, and this week I ordered it, I pre-ordered it, in fact I actually pre-ordered it, and it came today, Friday the 8th of November. So for me, this is my first Apple device. That's just a little bit of a lie. About over 10 years ago, I did have a second-hand iMac, an Apple iMac that I used for a little bit, but in terms of iPhone, Apple Watch, everything like that, earbuds, I'm not an Apple person, I'm an Android user. So this is a delve into the unknown for me with the new Apple Mac Mini. But I've read so much about them, how good they are, and I need a better device for video editing basically, that's my need. So I want a video editing device, but not breaking the bank buying some huge PC, or building my own PC for example. So I've gone for the Mac Mini, the M4 chip, not the M4 Pro chip. And what I've done is I've upgraded to 512 gigabytes of internal storage. Obviously the base one comes with 256. I've gone up to 512 to give me that extra internal storage. Basically for storing video files. It's so easy now with 4K cameras like this one I'm recording on now to fill space up so easily. So rather than buying another kind of external hard drive or a better one, I'll spend the kind of £200 and we'll get the internal storage instead. So in this video, I'm aiming to do a really quick video. I'm going to unbox it here. I'm going to take it inside though, so inside is where I do my video editing, and my desk inside, not out here. Mainly because I have a really rubbish internet signal out here, so in terms of downloading updates and software, it's a nightmare. But anyway, let's unbox it here on the table first of all. So okay, so from an Apple perspective, packaging, unboxing wise, I'm hoping it's going to be really, really good. The Mac Mini currently, or the previous models, are obviously quite small. This is taking it to another level. So I do have mini PCs, mini Windows PCs that I've used before. I've done videos on them actually as well. Let me just get one just to show you what I've been using. Okay, at the moment I've been using this. This is a Trig mini Windows PC. So you can see that's a really small kind of format. It's probably going to be a similar size to the Mac Mini. But this struggles quite a lot, to be honest with you. It's really good for general computing, really, really good PC, really affordable as well, less than the Mac Mini. But for video editing and things like that, it kind of starts to struggle, gets really noisy on the fan, and slows me down basically when video editing. So I'm hoping this resolves all the issues I had with this PC at the moment and kind of takes things to another level for me. So let's get inside the box. So we've got a couple of kind of strips on the bottom just to peel off to get inside, so let's do that now. There we go. So there it is, perched inside the box beautifully there. Really nice looking already. Let's get that out of there. So in terms of weight, it's much heavier than that PC. Obviously this is a much better build quality. Really, really smart. Comes with a plastic on the outside. Let's just take that off. I ruined that. Well, let's try it from that side. And then the underneath. Okay, so that's the actual PC, or the Mac Mini itself. Let's get the accessories out, which I'm sure is not very much. And yeah, it's just a power cord basically. So got the power cord inside of there, which will obviously plug in when I take it inside. Also inside the box, we've got what looks like some instructions and instructions. Oh, what else is this? Just instructions. Telling you how to set it up. Really, really simple. Couple of steps, plug it in, and away you go basically. So you can see, you've got the Mac Mini there. I've got my Windows PC next to it. The Windows PC, the mini one, is a little bit smaller. That's kind of an Intel NUC kind of size. It's a little bit smaller, similar surface area, very similar surface area to be fair. Not as tall, just a tiny bit less, tiny bit taller than Mac is. But from a design and build quality, head and shoulders above something like that. Obviously, it's going to be. So the controversial thing is the power button on the underneath of the device. I saw that when I was looking through the specifications. I don't think it's much of an issue really. I don't think, well, I think people rarely power things on physically on and off very much. We'll come to see. So I don't think it's that controversial. We've got the fan system, the ingest and exhaust are there, all built into the underneath of there. This time around, I believe on the previous Mac Mini, there was an exhaust on the actual back. Oh no, an inlet. The inlet for air was on the back, and it blew out air underneath. I could be wrong, but it wasn't underneath on the previous models for both in and out. Couple more things just physically on the actual Mac Mini. Got the two USB-C ports on the front there, the 3.5mm audio jack on the front also. On the rear we've got the power connection, Ethernet connection, full HDMI port, and another 3 USB-C cables. Okay, just a couple of little first impressions about it. Obviously the outside, I'm not sure what metal it is, I should have looked that up to be fair, but obviously it feels like metal. It probably is a metal coating perhaps, but underneath that is a plastic bottom. I'm not going to say it feels cheap, but the bottom doesn't feel premium, let's say. And I thought there might be more of a rubber footing on that. There's no rubber footing whatsoever. There's kind of a little ring around there, but it's not like a non-slip ring. Now if I compare it to something like this, it's got a couple of rubber, just standard basic rubber strips on it, but it literally stops it moving. Whereas that could slide around quite easily. That might be good or bad depending on your requirement. But yeah, that's a couple of first impressions just about the actual build quality, the actual physical look and feel of it. But overall, really, really smart. And I guess the size of it is unbelievable. Packing that much power, intelligence, compute into such a small device is really, really good. Okay, so I'll stop rambling on, talking about it here. Let's take it inside to the office, get it hooked up to a monitor, get it hooked up to some power, and let's get it set up and ready to use. Okay, here we are inside the office now where we're going to install the Mac Mini. So at the moment you can see, hopefully see on there, I've got the Davinci Resolve running on a Windows PC currently. That's where I do my editing, as I mentioned. I am struggling a little bit in terms of render times, actually using media within Davinci Resolve. I'm having to optimize all my media before actually editing, which is a pain. In terms of my workflow, it just adds so much time to the workflow. So that is the primary reason why I'm replacing my Windows PC for the Apple Mac Mini M4. So I'm going to do in this part of the video, I'm going to plug this into power. I'm going to plug it into the actual monitor here. What I'll probably do, I've got a USB-C cable into this monitor, so it's got HDMI and USB-C. I will use USB-C so I can put it on the desk here. I probably eventually will hide it away, but I just want to show you actually using the Apple Mac Mini just here. Okay, so I'll plug things in first, and then I'll bring the camera a bit closer in to show the screen and not me. So what I'm going to do first of all, I'm going to plug the USB-C port into the actual back of the Mac Mini. I've then got the power cable here I've routed through. I'm going to plug that in. Plug that in. Then I'm going to press the controversial power button on the bottom. So I've got light, I've got the internal speaker on the actual Mac Mini as well. So I heard that actually boot up. I can feel the fan blowing ever so slightly underneath. So I'm just going to place that there for now. As you can see, we've got the actual Mac displaying on the screen now. I've now got to work out a way of connecting a mouse and a keyboard to this to start with. This does come just with USB-C ports. So if you've got a USB-A keyboard, USB-A connected keyboard, you're going to need some kind of adapter to connect this in. In theory, you could have one of the Apple Magic mouse or the mice or an Apple Magic keyboard, and I imagine they will auto connect to this possibly. I don't know though. I don't have those. I'm going to use one of my Logitech keyboards. I do have two Logitech keyboards. And I've also got two Logi mouses. I've got the MX Master 3 standard M325 mouse there as well. So let me get this connected up. I'll bring the camera a bit closer in. I'll then go through the setup of the Mac OS. Okay, so far I've got a mouse connected up. So what I've used a USB-C dongle. So USB-C into the Mac. I've got two USB-A ports on there. I've got the dongle for the actual mouse plugged in, and I've got mouse control. So hopefully I should be able to do some of the setup with just the mouse. I can then go into Bluetooth, hopefully enable Bluetooth and add my actual keyboard. I'll now go through the setup stages that I can do, get the camera in closer, and take it from there. Okay, so I turned on the accessibility keyboard so I could press and type in using my mouse, which worked fairly well. I'm now going to do the software update. I'm not sure how long that'll take, so I'll kick that off and come back once that's successfully completed. Okay, 16 minutes in, and now we're at the screen to get going. I'm hoping so. Let's just click through these next screens, and I think we'll be into the operating system. It's talking about a migration. I'm not going to do a migration. I'll skip that for now. So I'm going to log in with my Apple details now. I've just got an account created with my Gmail account. I did that on the Apple website. Okay, it says it's setting up iCloud at the moment. Obviously, I've never had iCloud before, so I'm not sure what this will do. I will speed these bits up if I need to on the video, just to fly through it. Okay, I think we're in now, so it'll just load through the initial setup screens now, and then we'll get things up and running. I think the first thing I'll do, and the only other thing I'll do on this video, is we'll download and install Davinci Resolve. What I might try and do is get a couple of these files I've recorded for this video onto the actual Apple Mac Mini, and see if we can use some of those files within the actual Davinci Resolve application. So we'll give it a little bit of time, I'll come back, I'll give some first impressions and get things set up. Okay, we've got everything set up here, so just over here, we've got the Mac set up there ready to use. I've got Davinci Resolve. So what I did is I put my files from the SD card on the camera onto the actual Mac. I've copied them into Davinci Resolve. Now, I've got a 4K timeline, 4K footage, and it's absolutely brilliant. I've not optimized the media, not done anything. I can scrub through the footage absolutely fine. I can play the footage, let me just show you now. So this is a play through the internal speaker on the Mac Mini as well. So I'll try and turn the volume up so you can hear it. So it's not coming out of this speaker, it's coming out of the Mac Mini just down here. So I'll play some of the footage. So I've had my eye on the Mac Mini, the Apple Mac Mini now for a number of years. So I'm going to scrub through the footage, and you can see how smoothly that is going through the footage there. So let me just scrub on a little bit, play some more. That's what I'm recording on now. To fill space up so easily. Didn't out here, so in terms of where, it's a nightmare. But anyway, let's unbox it here on the table first of all. So as you can see, the footage, really easy to use, scrub through. The timeline playback resolution is on full as well. As I mentioned, it's got a 4K timeline. Now that is like night and day compared to the Windows PC. My Windows PC, I had to load the media in, which took a bit of time. It frees up the PC. I'd have to optimize the media as well, because I couldn't play back and edit the footage real time without optimizing it. And sometimes I'd have to put the playback resolution down to a quarter sometimes to make it better. Now granted, I've not got any effects on any of this footage. I don't tend to do any. I might do some color fusion stuff, but that's kind of it. I don't do anything other than that. Video transitions I do, and audio transitions, that is kind of it. So this for me is basic what I do really. Okay, things are all set up, ready to use now. I will use this a bit more. As I mentioned previously, we will do future videos. Now, on the Mac Mini, all set up, Davinci Resolve, really happy with it so far. Can't wait to get started and do some more video editing. Okay, back outside in the studio after setting it up inside in the office. Overall, really pleased with it. Proper smart in terms of the build quality. I've not got it now, it's inside still, I've got the box still here, but the build quality, really good, really impressed with that. So the general speed, responsiveness, just generally using the Mac Mini is absolutely brilliant. Obviously that's going to be the same across all the Mac computers, but me being a first time user, or a first time user for a long time anyway, really impressed compared to Windows PCs. Obviously I installed and showed Davinci Resolve, which was what I use for video editing on the actual Mac Mini. I won't use this actual video to show kind of using it and rendering. I think I'll do a future video. I might do a comparison between the Mini PC, so the Windows Mini PC that I've got, that I currently use, maybe do a side by side in terms of actual video output from Davinci Resolve. And as I mentioned, the Mac I've got is the kind of the basic M4 chip rather than the M4 Pro. It's not the highest spec device you can get. Obviously you can add on top of the actual Mac Mini in terms of building with more RAM, with more memory. You jump up to the M4 Pro chip, add more RAM and more internal memory on that as well. So yeah, you can really go to town but end up spending a lot of money. I think the base M4 Pro chip Mac Mini, I think is £1,400, which, you know, if you keep adding things on and on to that, you're going to get up into the probably maybe £3,000 nearly. Okay, so the Apple Mini Mac M4, the brand new one, all set up inside the office, really impressed. This will be the first video I'll do. I've got kind of a mini series of these. As I mentioned, I'll do a comparison with my Windows PC using Davinci Resolve. I might do some other things on there just to give you a side-by-side view if you're kind of looking for that kind of budget desktop PC. I do think the base model, and even adding more RAM or maybe more internal storage, is still a decent level price if you're looking for kind of a just above budget, I'd say, desktop PC, which is where I was. I've been through a couple of years now using this. It's got to the point where it was getting frustrating, it was slowing me down. So yeah, if you're looking to break beyond that real budget desktop PC, I think the base Apple Mac Mini M4 is definitely a viable option. Okay, we're all done with this video now. We've unboxed and set up the Apple Mac Mini M4, the brand new one that got delivered today, Friday the 8th of November. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, or at least it's been informative if you've been looking at the new Mac Mini. As I mentioned, there will be further videos on the Apple Mac Mini M4. I'll do on the channel, and we'll do comparisons between a Windows PC, that PC, and kind of maybe a 1 month in and see how we're getting on. So if you have liked the video, please do give it a thumbs up, give it a like. If not for any reason, give it a thumbs down, but let me know in the comment section why. Any questions about the Mac Mini, about my setup, about what I should do in future videos, what you want me to compare, drop that in the comment section. I will reply to all questions and comments. And if you want to follow the Houston DIY channel for more videos on the Apple Mac Mini, more product reviews, tech reviews, home DIY projects, giveaways, and much, much more, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.